Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me in today's member orientation webinar. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you so much again. My name is Elisette Tapian, and I am the membership coordinator here at PIHRA. Before I get started, I just want to quickly check in and make sure that you can hear me okay and see my screen okay. I want to make sure that I have everything set up correctly. That way we don't run into technical difficulties during the middle of the presentation. So if you can hear me okay and see my screen, please let me know in the Q&A box or the chat box. We will be interacting via the chat box, so please feel free to stay engaged and ask me any questions throughout the webinar today. I want to make sure that you get the most out of your time here with me today. Great, so I'm seeing that everything is good. You can hear me and see everything okay. Great. So again, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Before I get started, I want to just give you a general update about PIHRA and what we are doing right now, as opposed to the coronavirus, etc., and give you a quick update in regards to what we're doing with that. I'm going to launch a poll and hear from you. Basically what I'm here today is to help you and see how I can assist you in getting the most out of your PIHRA membership and what information you would like to receive and walk away with today. So I'm going to launch a poll and ask you a question, and then I'm going to introduce the PIHRA membership team, which I'm a part of, and I'll introduce myself shortly. I'm going to give you a PIHRA overview and discuss some member benefits and talk about some learning and networking opportunities at PIHRA, and then wrap it up. So it's gonna be about a 45 minute. We're gonna be together for about 45 minutes. And so I wanna make sure that we have and get the most out of our time today. So before I do get started, I wanna just go over some housekeeping rules. I am going to send you a copy of the slides after the webinar today. So feel free to listen and stay engaged. You will be receiving a copy of the slides, so no need to copy everything down. I will be monitoring the Q&A box and the chat box, so bear with me. I am doing this by myself today. Usually my colleague Lily and I do these together, so feel free to interrupt me when I am in the middle of the webinar today, and I will do my best to answer your questions via the chat box or discuss it while I'm talking about a certain topic. And again, feel free to stay interactive and stay engaged with me. I am going to check the chat box Q&A before I get started here. Great, I see some familiar names. Jeannie, hi Jeannie, thank you so much for joining. Jeannie is the membership chair at PIHRA South Bay, and she's a great asset to PIHRA. So I'm glad you're here, Jeannie. Thank you so much. So let's move on to the next slide. So a couple of updates for you. The health and safety of our community is our top priority. So we are committed to continuing to service you. All our decisions right now are through the guidance and recommendations of the CDC, the state and local officials. And so as COVID-19 situation evolves, so too will our decisions. And therefore, as of July 15, the PIHRA Board has extended the association-wide in-person programs and events through December 31st. And so PIHRA is excited to continue the next chapter of educational content for you. We have some great webinars weekly, on a weekly basis. For example, Mondays, we have the Road to CIHRA 20 webinar series. And Thursday mornings, we have our general program webinars. So plus we have our chapters that are hosting the virtual chats or happy hours. So that's also something that you can take advantage of. And I'll discuss more about that later on today. So please know that our team is working diligently to adjust and offer the products and services that we need during the pandemic. So I would encourage you to please continue to visit our PIHRA calendar at PIHRA.org/calendar and continue to visit the coronavirus resources page that we have updated for you at PIHRA.org/coronaviruses-resources. Great. Next is I'm going to launch the poll that I mentioned to you earlier. Oops, getting ahead of myself here. I'm trying to monitor 2 screens and it's not working for me. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. I want to know what type of information you want to learn about PIHRA and what do you want to walk away with today. So take a few minutes. I'm going to keep the poll up for 1 or 2 minutes and tell me what you would like to learn about today. What do you want to walk away with? If you see something that's not on the list, feel free to send it to me via the chat box or the Q&A box, and I'll make sure to cover that today during the webinar. I want to make sure that your questions get answered and you get the most out of your member benefits. In the meantime, I'm going to check the Q&A box, make sure there's not any questions here. It's only allowing to select one. Okay. If that's the case, then you can type in the other options that you would like to learn more about in the Q&A box, and I'll make sure to write them down here for me to remember. So I'm going to give it a couple more seconds and then end the poll. So I see most of you want to learn more about networking opportunities, PIHRA chapters, PIHRA seminars and conferences, and benefits. Great. I'm going to end the poll now and launch the results. You can see. So the top 2 are networking and PIHRA chapters. I'm gonna make myself a note, and we are gonna be talking about that later on today. So thank you so much for participating in the webinar. I know some of you want to learn about seminars and conferences, benefits, and volunteering. Great. I'm going to close and stop the share. Okay, so there's people that want to learn about PIHRA and SHRM. Great. Okay, I made myself a note here so I don't forget. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, great. So before we get started, I want to make some introductions. I'm going to talk to you about the membership team, which I'm a part of. First, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Elisette Sapien. I am the membership coordinator at PIHRA. I am on the right side of the slide, and I am very accessible. I've been with PIHRA for a little over 4 months, 4 years now, and they've gone by so fast, and I'm so thankful that I get to work with my team who are a great asset to PIHRA, and I'm so excited that on a daily basis I get to interact with you and help you get the most out of your membership. So please feel free to give me a call whenever you need assistance, or email me. I'm likely the first person that you speak to if you dial the main number, so we might have already interacted. So please feel free to contact me. I'm very accessible and I'm happy to help you in any way I can. My colleague is Lily Arguello. She's in the middle. She is the Director of Membership, and she is the Director of Membership. And as I mentioned earlier, me and her actually host these webinars together, but she's not here with me today. And I'm so sad, but I'm happy that I get to be here with you today. She's a great asset to PIHRA. She's actually my right hand. She I couldn't do this without her. She's a great asset to PIHRA. She was actually a PIHRA member before she was actually ever hired at PIHRA. So I always like to mention that about her. And Jason Renda, he's the chair of the membership committee. He's a volunteer leader, and I'm going to talk to you more about volunteering. I know some of you are interested in that. And he is also very accessible. He is, again, the volunteer leader, and I'm going to go more in depth about that. I'm going to pause for a second, see if you have questions. I have a question here. Can you please provide some guidance, resources for brand new HR professionals? Yes, I will do my best to give you an overview about PIHRA and how we can help you as an HR professional. And if I can't answer your question, I will definitely do my research and follow up with you if you need more information. So please feel free to stay engaged and let me know if I couldn't answer your question today. So let's go ahead and move forward. If you're not a PIHRA member, or if you're interested in joining or renewing, please feel free to let me know if there's anything I can assist you with. If you're not a member, I can offer you a $15 discount off the $150 PIHRA membership fee. Or if you're in transition or underemployed, please contact me and I will do my best to accommodate something for you and help you renew or join today. Because we know that the circumstances right now are very stressful and so many changes are happening that it's so important to stay engaged and connected with your community and work on your professional development this year. So please renew or join today. If you have any questions, email me at my email address or membership@pihra.org. So a couple of overview, I'm going to talk about the overview of PIHRA in general. Our mission statement is to engage and serve the California HR community through innovative programming, professional development, and high-impact networking opportunities. And so here is where I would like to emphasize that we were actually established in 1944 by a group of personnel managers in Los Angeles. Our first name was actually Professional, sorry if I mispronounce this. I believe it was the Professionals of Industrial Relations. So I believe the acronym was PIHRA. And now we've evolved and we were actually established before SHRM. SHRM was established in 1948, somewhere in the Midwest. And now we're an affiliate of SHRM. So that's how PIHRA and SHRM are connected. We are one of the largest SHRM affiliates in the world. SHRM is more of a national organization, and PIHRA is dedicated and serving HR professionals in Southern California. And so what PIHRA offers is that local component and networking that you can't find anywhere else. As opposed to SHRM, they are very top-notch. They research articles and things like that. So they have more online resources in that area. So I would love to talk to you more about how SHRM and PIHRA are connected. If you have any questions about that, I would be happy to help you and discuss that further. I do want to mention though that PIHRA and SHRM are two separate memberships. So if you're a member of PIHRA, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a member of SHRM. They both have two different dues that you would need to pay. Great. So I'm checking the chat box to make sure I'm staying on the know. Okay, great. So some key players at PIHRA. I'd love to talk about Patty and Rafael. They are a great asset to PIHRA. Patty Ann Sprinkle is the president of the board. She started off by volunteering at PIHRA Antelope Valley, and now she's been volunteering on the board with us for a couple of years now. She's very accessible, she's very fun, and she has helped us take another look at our board structure and planning. And so we really credit Patty for all the work that she's invested in PIHRA. She recently retired as well, So she's very excited and happy to get back to the PIHRA and HR community now that she has more time. And also, Rafael is actually my boss. He is the CEO of PIHRA. He has been with PIHRA, I believe, for almost 10 years now. And we really credit him for the wonderful staff that he has established throughout the years. I remember hearing back that before, I think the staff was only 3 individuals, and now he has grown the staff to be 11. Now we're a group of 11 staff members. And he's done such a great job with our conference as well, which I'm going to talk to you more about. He has really grown and established the California HR Conference to be very top-notch in programming and creating that conference programming for the community. I remember before the conference was called the PIHRA Conference, and now it's grown and elevated to be the California HR Conference. And also, to give you a better overview about who you're going to be connecting with if you are a member, or if you're interested in becoming a member, these are the people that you're going to be networking with and being connected with if you are interested in that. We have over 4,500 members. The majority of our members are in the manager and generalist level, 34% of them, and the next category is directors and above. We have 33% of directors and above in our membership category. We have also service providers and specialists. So these people are, they range from service insurance brokers, consultants. They're also a great asset to PIHRA and what we do. We have admin coordinators, and 8% are others. And so this is also a great opportunity to mention that about 32% are HR certified. And I'm going to talk to you more about preparation courses that we have at PIHRA to help you get certified. And so that's also a great asset that you can take advantage of here at PIHRA. The 3 top industries that we have are manufacturing, consulting, and healthcare. I hope this helps you get a better overview about our membership and who we are as an organization. So let me change the slide now. I'm going to talk to you about our PIHRA Footprint. So as I mentioned before, we cover most of our Southern California area, so the greater Los Angeles area. And under normal circumstances, this is where most of our chapters would meet. So we go as far north as Antelope Valley, Santa Clarita, and Ventura County. And we go as far west as West Los Angeles, South Bay, Long Beach. And then we go as far south as South Orange County. They usually meet around Newport Beach or Irvine. That's the cities around that place. And Temecula Valley. We also have a chapter in Coachella Valley, Riverside, and Inland Valley. So again, under normal circumstances, this is where our chapters would meet. But now our chapters are still staying engaged by hosting virtual chats. So if you visit PIHRA.org/calendar, you can still stay engaged with this group and connect with them if you're interested in being a part of their chapter board, or if you're interested in volunteering, which I'm going to talk to you more about. This is a great opportunity to do so because our chapters want to continue to stay engaged and continue to serve you. So I hope this gives you a better overview of the footprint that we cover around greater Los Angeles. Before I move on, I'm going to check the Q&A box and the chat box. I think we have a question or two. Okay, I don't see a question, so I'm going to move on. So please feel free to stay engaged. Please continue to ask questions if you have any concerns. I'm going to pause from time to time to answer that for you. So I'll continue to move forward. Oops. Okay, great. So We have 3 specialty groups here at PIHRA besides our 17 chapters. The first one is called PIHRA Foundation. And PIHRA Foundation is actually a 401c3 nonprofit corporation which raises funds to offer scholarships, programs, and serve the community. Again, under normal circumstances, the PIHRA Foundation usually participates in the California HR conference. They usually have a booth, and so they have 2 stipends to attend the conference. And so this year, I believe it's not available, but again, under normal circumstances, this is what the PIHRA Foundation is very good at. They also offer 2 scholarships in the spring and in the fall. And I believe the fall is coming up. And I would encourage you, if you are interested in this, to check back with me and see if the PIHRA Foundation is still offering a scholarship this fall. I haven't heard back. I haven't heard actually from my team whether they are doing this again or not. But if you are interested in the scholarship, check back with us in the next couple of weeks to see if this is still happening this fall. And they also have published 2 booklets that are used at the high school and college level. They are called You and Your First Job and You and Your Next Job. And you can request reprints on the foundation side at PIHRA.org/foundation. Go ahead and talk about the next specialty group that we have, which is called Club PIHRA. And I like to say that Club PIHRA is like the fun side of HR. Club PIHRA is predominantly created and catered to professionals in charge of corporate events. They are usually, under normal circumstances, they usually meet quarterly, and the cost to attend is usually around $30, depends. I remember the last event that they had was at Six Flags Magic Mountain. They had a program in the morning, and it ended around noon or 1, and they were able to enjoy the park for the rest of the day. So they usually have vendors at these events, and they help you organize and coordinate your corporate events. For example, if you are in charge of the Christmas party, the summer picnics, and corporate events like that, Club PIHRA would be the one to go to if you are looking for vendors and places to host events, etc. So you can learn more about the great venues and vendors that can help you and your employees at PIHRA.org/calendar or PIHRA.org/clubPIHRA. The next specialty group that we have and that I'm very proud of is the Emerging Leaders. Formerly, they were named Young Professionals. This group, we're very, very proud of, as I mentioned. My colleague Lily actually helped launch this group, and they won the Sherm Pinnacle Award. If you want to volunteer for any of these specialty groups, please let me know, and I would love to make an introduction for you. The PIHRA Foundation, the Emerging Leaders Group, they exist to equip, engage, and encourage emerging leaders who are actively working in or are interested in human resources. So it can be anyone that's new in HR or that recently transitioned to HR that is looking to take more of a leap into their career. So they are also hosting virtual chats, so I would encourage you to attend one. And I think the one that's coming up is the bingo and with the board. No, sorry, I think that's the one that they just had, but I think that they are planning another one. So if it's not already on the calendar, please feel free to visit the calendar to register, and follow them on Twitter and LinkedIn to see when their next upcoming meetings are. An overview about our member benefits. I know a couple of you had questions about our member benefits. Okay, I'm pausing because I see a question here. Could you say 401 or 401c3? Oh, yes. I'm assuming you're referring to the foundation. Yes, the foundation is, let me go back, is a 401c3 nonprofit corporation. Thank you for catching that. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to member benefits. If there's a question that I wasn't able to answer or that you think I missed, please feel free to type it in the chat box or the Q&A box, and I'll make sure to go back and answer your question. So we cannot emphasize enough that it's important to build a network in your area of interest. And for just $125, we have estimated that you get about more than $3,000 in value with just the membership. And I mean $125 because $150 is the fee to join as a first-time member, but $125 if you're a renewing member. So we cannot emphasize how much of value that you're receiving for only $125 to $150 a year. We have you with the member benefit, you have access to build your HR board of advisors. You have access to connect with your local network for no cost at all. You can register for the webinars or the virtual chats for free. There's no cost as a PIHRA member. And you also have access to the PIHRA Workplace, which I'm going to talk to you more in depth about. With the PIHRA Workplace, you have access to PIHRA Live. I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. You have access to PIHRA Live, which is a telephone-based consulting, almost like that. You can call them from Monday through Friday with your questions. They can answer any type of questions that you have, and they will follow up with you if you request any forms or things like that. They will follow up with you in regards to that. And you also have access to PIHRA Comply, which is an award-winning compliance center that includes hundreds of forms, employee handbook builders, and much more. So with the PIHRA, with the membership, you have access to ThinkHR, which is with the membership, you have access to the PIHRA Workplace, which is fueled by ThinkHR. And if you are a new member and you don't have access to this yet, please feel free to give me a call or email me, and I'll make sure to give you access, because it does take about 2 to 3 weeks for you to receive full access to the PIHRA Workplace. So I will check on that and make sure that you receive access right away. Or if you're not a member and you want to join and get access on that same day, I can also set you up right away. So this is just an overview of the PIHRA Workplace. I think I mentioned some programming, but I also want to talk to you about I want to talk to you about education and professional development right now at PIHRA. Like I mentioned, we have virtual chats that our chapters are consistently hosting on a weekly basis. And so again, the PIHRA chapter, the chapter meetings now are virtual chats. The webinars are at no cost for PIHRA members. You can register for that for free. We have up to at least 2 webinars a week. We have our Monday webinar series, The Road to CHR 20, and like I mentioned before, our Thursday program webinars for free. Plus the conference this year, I'm going to talk to you more about that, but this year we're having our first ever virtual California HR conference in October. And if you haven't already, please register for that before August 31st. After August 31st, the flex rates will not be available. So you can register for free at no cost. And then after the conference is over, you can pay what you think it was worth, or if you think it was worth $20, then we'll accept $20. If you think it was $100, then you can pay $100. So that's available through August 31st. And the Paralegal Update is also going to be virtual next year. So Paralegal Update 2021 will be virtual. And you can also, if you're certified or looking to get recertification credits towards your certification, by attending these, you can recertify and stay engaged and continue to work on your professional development. I'm going to check the chat box to make sure there's no questions coming in. I appreciate everyone that's asking questions and staying engaged. I have a question here. For the webinars pending approval for recertification points via HRCI, will we be notified if they are approved? If so, how? That's a good question. Usually, just to clarify, the webinars that we have posted on the calendar are approved for HRCI and SHRM credit. I believe that I'm not sure if you're referring to when you submit your certification to HRCI or SHRM. I think that's what you're referring to, but I may be wrong. I may need a little bit more clarification regarding your question, so feel free to connect with me after the webinar, and I would likely connect you with our programs team. They oversee our programs at PIHRA, and they may be able to confirm and give you better direction as to how to recertify HRCI or SHRM. I have another question here. How do we actually connect with a local chapter? That's a great question, actually. The way you can connect with them is when I can make a personal introduction to you. I can introduce you to a chapter board leader and make that introduction. If you're interested in volunteering, I can let them know and ask them if there's anything coming up or there's any openings coming up. And I can make that introduction for you, or you can attend and register for a virtual chat and personally let them know, saying, hey, I'm interested in getting more involved in your chapter. How can I stay connected? How can I help? So that's also another option you can take advantage of. So I would love to make an introduction if you are interested in volunteering or getting to know someone and staying connected with the chapter. Great. Let me check one more time if there's a question. Okay, I don't see any questions, but I appreciate the questions that have been coming in. Let me know if there's anything else I can answer for you. So a little bit more about member benefits. Through the PIHRA membership, you have access to your next step, which is also powered by CareerArc. So this tool is a big part of PIHRA as well. If you are in the transition phase, if you are unemployed or in transition, underemployed, and looking to, how do I say it? If you're looking to invest in yourself and work on your resume or interview skills or workshops regarding video or online transition guides, CareerArc is your tool. If you visit PIHRA.org/CareerArc, you type in your name and your email address, and you receive an email with a license to access CareerArc. So one of the tools that I like to mention about CareerArc is that they have a video tool that allows you to answer interview questions, and it videotapes you answering the question, and that way you go back and review the video and see how your interviewing skills are being captured on video. And you have the option to work on your interview skills, attend resume workshops and build your resume and things like that. So CareerArc is the go-to if you're interested in that. Let me move on and go to the next slide. This is where I want to emphasize a little bit more about volunteering. So under normal circumstances, I know I keep saying that, but under normal circumstances, the PIHRA conference would be one of the places to volunteer. I am not sure if we are accepting any volunteers this year. I'm actually going to ask my team, and in the next couple of weeks, as we prepare for the virtual conference in October, we're going to be determining that. So please check in with us, and we will be announcing or confirming if that's still the case. But under normal circumstances, the PIHRA conference would be one of the great places to volunteer. You can also volunteer at the chapter committee level or the chapter board level. Right now, actually, coming up, we have the elections for committee, for the chapter level, and chapter for the executive committee level and the chapter level. So if you are already volunteering and you want to move up to an executive committee board level, elections are coming up, or if you're just interested in volunteering and want to start by getting more involved in the chapter level, you can also do that. It's going to come up in the next couple of weeks, so stay connected and visit PIHRA.org/volunteer for updates. We're going to be updating that website with more information and forms on how you can submit if you are interested in that. I'm going to stay on the slide and then check the chat box. I believe we have a question. Yes. Jeannie, she is one of our volunteers at South Bay. She wants me to mention that PIHRA South Bay is actually hosting a chat today at 4 p.m. So if you haven't already, there you go. There's a chat coming up today. So register for that at PIHRA.org/calendar. And Jeannie's also a great asset. So if you want to get involved with PIHRA South Bay, I can introduce you to Jeannie and she can get you started. Okay, some learning opportunities at PIHRA. Like I mentioned, you receive a minimum of $15 of savings if you register for a monthly meeting under normal circumstances. Right now, you can register as a PIHRA member for free for all the webinars, all the virtual chats, if you are a member. If you're not a member, there isn't a cost. It's $50 charge for webinars and I believe chapter chats, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Some chapters post their chapter chats at no cost. So I would check the calendar to confirm that. But yes, there is a minimum savings if you attend the PIHRA virtual chats. And if you are, again, if you want to register for the California HR conference, right now for members, it's at no cost, and also for non-members if you're interested in attending through August 31st. And the virtual conference. Great. So this is our virtual conference that's coming up in October 27th through the 29th. And we are doing it virtual for the first time this year. And on those 3 days, you can earn up to 12 credits. But after the webinar, you can earn up to 30 credits through the recorded on-demand sessions. And there will be 10 tracks that will be covered, including global networking and quality education. So we are working hard around the clock to make sure that this conference will be one of the best virtual experiences you will be participating in. So again, as I mentioned, through August 31st, you have the option to, one, you can pay $199 for all 3 days of the virtual conference as a PIHRA member, or you have the option to pay what you think it was worth later. So that's the second option that I was mentioning. So you can pay no upfront fees, there's no gimmicks, and after the conference, you will receive an email with an invoice so you can make a fair market value or fill in the amount that you think was the value of the conference. So that's something to take advantage of. So please register for the conference before August 31st. This is a perfect time to work on your professional development and continue to grow in your professional career. I also want to talk to you about the virtual chats again. Please visit PIHRA.org/chats to see our upcoming chapter chats that are coming up with our local HR community. So our chapter chats are not meeting right now, as I mentioned earlier, through December 31st, but they are staying engaged and they want you to continue to work on your professional development and continue to volunteer. And so that's why the virtual chats are here for you. And we're trying to make it as entertaining as possible. We have HR happy hours and things like that. So register for them at PIHRA.org/chapter chats. The next slide is about certification. I think I received, I know some of you were interested in certification, I believe, but we do have prep classes coming up this fall for the certification, for a few certification. I know that we just closed, actually on Monday, the PIHRA and SPIHRA just started, and the APHR as well this past weekend. So a lot of our classes are opening, so I would encourage you to visit PIHRA.org/certify20 to see what upcoming certification classes are coming up and stay in the know for that. Next slide. Okay, here we go. Great. So I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to build a network in your area of interest. And so here we have listed all of our upcoming webinars, chapter chats, and virtual happy hours that are coming up. I would encourage you to set a goal for yourself, challenge yourself, and attend at least one webinar a month and one virtual chat a month, or 2 webinars or 1 webinar a week. Try to stay connected as much as you can. I believe right now, especially with the climate that we're in and all these changes that are happening, it's so important to stay connected with your community. We have, on August 12th, we have the PIHRA South OC HR lunch hour. That just happened yesterday. We have the webinar ABCs and AB5. That's actually happening by PIHRA Pasadena in a couple of minutes. We have PIHRA South Bay Happy Hour that Ginny mentioned a couple of minutes ago. So go ahead and register for that later today. And again, we have all these webinars, the Road to CA HR20. We have PIHRA Burbank is hosting a HR lunch hour for free on August 26th. So we have so many things coming up this month. Encourage you to please register, stay connected. All these webinars you can find on our PIHRA calendar at PIHRA.org/calendar. Before I move on, I know we're almost out of time. Just gonna check the chat box and make sure I didn't miss a question. Whoops. Okay, great. So as I mentioned to you earlier, online learning is very important right now. So please take advantage of our learning on demand sessions that you can find at PIHRA.org/learning. We have all the webinars uploaded, including COVID-19 that we covered a couple of months ago and things like that. So visit the online learning system for all of our on-demand recordings there. The next slide is our links and URLs to our social media pages and channels. Please stay connected with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we also have a YouTube channel. So this webinar will be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. And we do have some pre-recorded webinars as well. So please make sure that you check our YouTube channel for more information and to watch the pre-recorded ones that we've posted in the past. And I think that wraps up our webinar today. Thank you so much for joining me in today's member orientation webinar. My contact information is on the slide, so please feel free to contact me, and I'll be checking the chat box right now to make sure I didn't miss a question, but I don't see any questions so far. So please feel free to contact me if I couldn't answer your question. If you think I missed something, or if you have concerns about something that I mentioned, or you were not clear about something, please feel free to contact me. I will be delighted to help you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.